Alex did everything right. Saved money, skipped things, said no when he didn't want to. And still, he was losing. Every single day. The worst part, he didn't even know it was happening. His bank balance finally looked decent. Not rich, but not nothing. Months of discipline, and now it just sat there. Doing absolutely nothing. No excitement, no progress. Just a number.
This is it?
No fireworks, no dopamine hit. This is where most people mess up. They think saving is the ultimate goal. It isn't. Saving is just the first step towards something bigger and exciting. For Alex, this did feel rather frustrating. This frustration isn't a flaw, it's biology. The brain is wired for now. Food now, fun now, reward now. Saving money means choosing later, and the brain resists that. The shift didn't start with a plan. It started by accident when Alex was just talking to a friend. Talking about normal stuff, complaining about how expensive everything had become, how much faster money was disappearing. Then his friend said something, like it was obvious.
Yeah, that's why you've got to invest it.
Invest? Alex had heard the word before. Plenty of times in passing, people throwing it around, at school, online, in the media, even in passing conversations amongst friends and adults. But he never thought it applied to him. Was it even relevant for Alex? If you asked Alex what investing actually was, he couldn't explain it. Not really. He knew it had something to do with money and growing it. But that was about it.
What does that actually mean?
Like, you put money in stuff, and it grows over time.
What stuff can you put your money in to grow? Can you tell me more?
And this time, Alex's friend didn't just brush it off, because she had heard and learned all of this before from her parents, over and over again.
Okay, imagine this. You've got money just sitting there. Feels safe, right? But everything around you gets more expensive over time. It's called inflation. Imagine you had $10 and bought a burger. In about 12 months, that same burger now costs $12. And if your money is just sitting there doing nothing, you end up losing. Because over time, that same amount buys less. So that's why my parents always tell me to save and invest my money. Otherwise, you slowly fall behind.
That landed for Alex. Same money, less purchasing power. That's inflation. And if your money isn't growing, you're going backwards.
So I'm losing money by doing nothing?
Exactly. That's why people invest. So their money grows faster than the price of things.
Alex frowned. He still didn't fully understand.
But why does inflation happen?
Because more people are trying to buy things than there are the things available. Or because it becomes more expensive to make those things. When lots of people want the same thing, prices go up. Because people are willing to pay more to get it. And businesses also face higher costs. Fuel, rent, wages. If it costs more to run the business, they raise prices to make up for it.
So either way, I'm going to be paying more? And if I just leave my money sitting there,
It slowly loses value. That's the real problem. Which is why investing matters.
Right. I get why investing needs to happen to deal with inflation. But tell me what investing actually means. I hear so much about it, but it sounds so complicated.
Okay, before we get into that, let's start with interest.
Alex thought interest was just a bonus, free money for doing nothing. His friend explained why it wasn't that way. Really, you don't get anything for free.
Banks pay an interest when you put money in the bank. How much they pay depends on the bank, the type of account you have. They don't do this to be nice, they pay you because they use your money.
They use my money? How?
They lend it out to other people, home loans, credit cards, business loans, and charge higher interest than what they pay you.
So they're making money off my money.
Exactly. You might have $1,000 sitting in your account. They might pay you 5% each year. That means $50 over the year. Then they lend most of that $1,000 sitting in your account and charge 7% each year. They will earn more from it than what they will give you. And the only reason they are paying you something is to make sure you will want to put your savings in the bank. If they didn't pay interest, people might as well keep it under their mattress. This then means the bank won't be able to make money lending out money. Interest is basically them renting your cash.
Interest isn't a reward. It's a cost the bank pays to access your money. If your money isn't earning interest, it's losing value over time due to inflation. Earning interest helps your money grow on its own, instead of relying only on what you save or earn.
Okay, the cool part of all this is compounding interest. Let's say the bank pays you interest. If you leave that interest in your account, next time, you earn interest on a bigger amount.
So I'm earning on my earnings?
Exactly. That's compound interest. Early on, you might not notice it, and it feels super slow. But over time, it stacks hard. I have been saving and earning interest for about 2 years now, and it's crazy what it does to your bank balance. If you don't believe me, there are a load of tools online that you can use to show you how your balance stacks each year.
So earning interest just helps my money grow, right?
Yeah, but the real advantage isn't even the interest. It's time.
What do you mean?
Compound interest needs time to work. Early on, it looks slow, almost pointless. Because most of the growth happens later. The longer you leave it, the more your money starts growing on itself, not just from what you put in. And that keeps growing, over and over and over.
She finally paused, letting it land. Money, making money, then that money, making more money.
So if time is important, does starting earlier matter?
Massively. Someone who starts early with less money can end up with more than someone who starts late with more money. You can't rush compounding, but you can give it more time. That's the only real advantage you've got. The trick is to just leave the money alone for it to grow and stack. It sounds easy, but that is actually the hardest part and where people mess up. At the start, it looks like nothing. Like it's not working. So people quit. They pull their money out or chase cooler, more exciting investments that move faster.
Compound interest fails for most people because they interrupt it by pulling money out, or starting too late, or never contributing consistently. It only works if time and consistency are left untouched. Break either of those, and the effect collapses. Alex felt like he had discovered something most people miss. He now understood why interest was paid by the bank. It isn't just a perk. He was starting to see it as a system you can benefit from. That's when things changed for Alex. Not completely, but enough. Money stopped being something to spend or something to save. It became something that could actually be put to work. Alex didn't become an expert. He didn't understand everything, but that wasn't important. His friend said that it was important to start early. So Alex started. He opened his laptop to check the interest rate that he was being offered on his bank account. Alex finally found the interest rate on his transaction account, 0.5% per year.
0.5%, is that it?
Alex stared at the number, realizing his money hadn't really been growing, just sitting still while everything else got more expensive. He wasn't paying attention when he set this account up. It wasn't his fault. He didn't know what he was meant to be looking for, what this interest rate meant. Alex had ended up choosing just a transaction account. These accounts aren't designed to grow your money. They're built for spending. The bank needs that money available for people to access, so they can't use it properly, lending that money to others, which means they don't pay you much. Alex began to compare the different interest rate options offered by the bank: 4.9%, 5.1%, 5.25%. But it wasn't that simple. Base rate, bonus interest rates, various conditions and restrictions. Some banks will offer a higher rate, but only if you do certain things each month, like deposit money into your bank each month or not make withdrawals. Otherwise, you miss out on the bonus interest.
Okay, so I need two different accounts then. A high-rate savings account where I only top up, and another account that I can use for spending.
Alex was getting it. He has set up a system, and that means control. Then he noticed something most people ignore: how often interest is paid. More frequent payments meant faster compounding. It is a small detail, but there is massive long-term impact. Alex wasn't an expert. He didn't need to be. He just needed to start and to focus on getting certain details right. A good interest rate, understanding the conditions and getting the higher rate, knowing how often interest was paid. These weren't small things. They were the difference between slow growth and real momentum. Now Alex understood the system. Money could grow or disappear if you just leave it sitting there. As Alex read up on all things investments, money and economics, he had a lot more questions.